annually. With double-digit growth to continue for the next decade, the volume of data will expand 17 times over in the coming 4 years. This burgeoning demand for bandwidth is driving industry to invent new ways to squeeze ever greater performance from the existing communications infrastructure. One company has the technology that will speed communication over existing fiber optics by more than a factor of 10. The company is AON, All Optical Networks. The technology is the photonic transistor, a device that will change telecommunications forever.
Ultimately, photonics is going to be the revolution of the 21st century as far as technology goes. My vision was always to create a worldwide optical internet. We call it the World Visual Web, the WVW, which is significantly advanced than the WWW, the World Wide Web, as it is today. And I was looking for technology that could make this a reality. I've been looking for it for 19 years. So this is the first company that I've found during that period of time that can actually do it.
All Optical Networks is in a unique position, having the patents and the resources, scientific resources here for building and developing products using the photonic transistor.
This is AON's Chief Science Officer, John Hait, a pioneer in the field of all optical communications.
I invented the photonic transistor, which is the world's fastest transistor. It is the basic subcomponent from which all optical networks and many all optical devices can be constructed. The photonic transistor switches at the speed of light. It uses light to do that because it uses laser light to replace electricity and holograms to replace computer chips.
What we're involved in is in exponential, revolutionary improvements, because we've found a way to directly control light with light in such a manner that we can switch light at the speed of light.
We've gone down to the very fundamentals of light, the very fundamentals of physics, and started building our components from there going up. Instead of taking something that's already existing with its existing limitations and trying to adapt it. So we are not tweaking the same set of technological tools. We're creating a whole new toolbox of photonic tools. The photonic transistor, which directs light with light at the speed of light, can switch in as little as 5 femtoseconds. That's why it is exciting, because nothing else can do that.
We're talking in this company about not only switching those little bits, those ones and zeros, thousands of times faster than they can switch them today. We're talking about switching the whole image. Take the whole image. Take the whole picture. Switch the whole picture as if it were 1 bit.
A femtosecond is to a second, as 1 second is to 38 million years.
I think it is the best technology I have ever set eyes on. And I've seen some very sexy technologies, but this is in the top 3 or 4 that I've ever seen. I absolutely believe it's the most significant thing in my lifetime to happen in technology.
The demand for bandwidth, the demand for information to be sent over optical fibers, and demand for information and computing and data processing is grown by leaps and bounds. And of course, it is the economic climate that's made that occur. So in the 21st century, the telecommunications customers will have devices that will consume bandwidth, not just HD TV, but holographic three-dimensional television, some of which are mentioned or alluded to, the components for that in our many patents. When the day comes that we have all optical networks, that kind of information can be sent out, retrieved back, because there's enough information capacity, which is what bandwidth is. Look at all of the things that conventional computers do today that were totally unheard of a short time ago. When you provide people with the basic fundamental tools capable of providing that kind of information transmission and that kind of information calculation and that kind of data processing at the speed of light, controlled with light, then you open up a door to the kind of technologies that even the people who wrote Star Trek would have trouble keeping up with.
They own a portfolio of patents on technology that's so fundamental, so basic, and the portfolio is so clean from a patent prosecution standpoint that they basically own that world.
We haven't just patented a brick here and a brick there in the big building of photonic physics, but we're patenting the foundation stones on which all of the photonic industry rests.
Today we have 10 issued patents in the United States. Of course, they've been issuing worldwide in a number of jurisdictions. And basically they cover everything from flip-flops to registers to counter all the Boolean logic functions, one-shot timers, multiplexing, routing, pretty broad.
Based on what I know and based on my experience, the patents are very fundamental. The simpler the patents, the stronger they are.
Since the very beginning, we have emphasized teamwork as a way to get jobs done. No one can do everything. And so we have systematically searched around the world to find absolutely the best people that we could find to be able to do each job, handle each technology, each part of the business. And we've been very, very, very selective. Now we have 40 or more employees working here at the new AON facility. And I'm very proud of them because they are the elite.
For me to have the opportunity to work alongside of the staff that we've assembled here at All Optical Networks, the analogy that I can put to it is an amateur musician on stage with the world's greatest rock and roll stars. It's just the talent that they have assembled in this, underneath the umbrella of this corporation, is unparalleled.
We have a really dynamic team. The team, of course, is from the science end is headed by the chief science officer, Mr. John Hait, the inventor of the photonic transistor. And of course, he's assisted in that effort by some 8 or 9 other PhDs.
Father of the optical computing world, Dr. Clark Guest.
Dr. Arkady Bamblumian, the former Soviet Union, did deep space holography and a number of other classified Russian holographic projects.
One of the fathers of the holographic world, Dr. Lowell Rosen.
Well, it's the greatest team I've seen. I'm among the most brilliant people I have ever worked with, and I can honestly say that. I've never been in the vicinity of just so many bright, intelligent people with good ideas as I am right now here at AON.
We have Dr. Michael O'Hagan that spent 24 years at Texas Instruments.
The photonic transistor in its holographic implementation is exactly the same type revolution that was wrought by the integrated circuit brought by TI and Fairchild inventors. Your life is being affected every day by such devices. Your stoves, your cars, your calculators, your communications, your internet links. And we're going to do the same thing with light, only it'll be better, faster, cheaper. And it will affect your late life, your children's middle life and on, and your grandchildren's total lifespan.
Dr. Samuel Sarkeesian, who's an expert in pulse lasers and other things.
We have elite chemists from all over the world. We have Don Broadbent, who invented his first hologram 6 months after the laser was invented.
And we really have world-class people here that are committed to making world-class products in very short time spans.
I've never worked with a brighter, more dedicated group of people. I learn something from many of them every day, and it's just exciting to come to work here. And although my expertise is not business, I deeply respect and admire and know of the reputation of the people on the business side as well. So with a tremendous technical team and a tremendous business team, we're bound to go places here.
In the rollout of products, as we begin to apply femtosecond switching to the needs of the industry, one of the first products is expected to be our DDM, that is our delay domain multiplexing, which provides broadcast routing over existing networks to many different customers.
And allows us to increase bandwidth over existing optical networks, and it allows you to have bit rate and protocol independent delivery of increased bandwidth through this particular method.
It is our charter to provide with the differential or delay domain multiplexer product a optical patch cord that allows customers and end users to protect today's investment in this Sonnet equipment or ATM equipment or whatever equipment they might procure, to allow themselves to use that equipment in the future for as many years as they see fit.
The second product is probably the one that I'm most excited about because the need is greatest, and that is a truly optical core router.
The Photonic core packet router, in our opinion, is the next step beyond what is trying to be achieved today in the telecommunications marketplace. So we're setting ourselves outside of that wall again.
We do packet switching within each wavelength to be able to sort out those packets. And what we can do that we believe that other people can't do is that we can read the header, we can read the address optically. And therefore we are not required to do the optical to the electronic back to the optical conversions in order to know where to route the information. Even the so-called all-optical routers, these wavelength routers, using either the MEMS technology or the bubble jet technology, it really is not truly all optical. It's optics to electronics in order to read the header to know where to send the information. Okay? With us, what we can do is we can photonically read the header and know through a left or through a right and have that information packet by packet, not just wavelength, but packet by packet, go where it's supposed to go. The implications of that are tremendous, both in terms of cost and in terms of speed.
The capability of the core packet router is, if you have a bunch of circuits through the core of the network that are changing wavelengths or lambdas, everything is fine as long as all of that information on that train is going to go from point A to point D. What happens if one of the passengers on that train wants to get off at point C along the way? It would actually have to go all the way to its end destination, get off, get on another train, and come back. The idea behind a packet-based core router is that every individual piece of information has its own destination embedded into its packet, and we feed that information wherever it has to go in a timely manner without the requirement for buffering.
This is a router which is, has a combination or a medley of breakthrough technologies, and which will not only use the photonic transistor, but it will use other technology in a way that will kick the capability of optical routers upstairs by many levels of magnitude.
The third product is quite exciting. The photonic transistor acts both as an amplifier, and it can be arrayed in such a way to where it can actively eliminate unwanted sidebands, so that it can be made into an active, extremely narrow band filter.
Now, the medical applications of this are astounding. In the future, people will be able to scan your skin with a laser really quickly and tell you any and every disease that you would have instantly.
Eventually, we'll be providing fully photonic capabilities for a three-dimensional television. And a host of those kind of things that today are just a dream.
Photonic devices ultimately will replace or supersede many of the electronic circuits and chips that are out there today.
As people's imaginations and creativity just start developing new products, just as they did when transistor and integrated circuit first came out. And that wasn't so long ago.
When? Everybody wants to know when. The nice thing about the market nowadays is that everybody wants it yesterday. And so we are working as rapidly as we can. It is our goal to provide the first products within the next 18 months or so. If we look off into the future, a number of years, to see what kind of a goal it is we're eventually trying to achieve, our company name says it, all optical networks. Why? Because an all optical network can deliver services that are not even imagined today. We can actually get enough bandwidth supplied to each destination, each home, if you will, or each business, so the internet can actually do what the brochures say it's supposed to do?
This company's goal is to provide communication technology that will allow the end user to have in their home three-dimensional representations of the people that they're talking to or the people that they're being entertained by. It will be as if you're at a live performance. It will be as if you're in the room talking to someone.
I think it's going to be as exciting as electronics have been for the last 25 years. The next 25 years are going to be equally exciting based on the photonic transistor.
Unless Einstein was wrong, the speed of light is the ultimate speed limit in this universe. And while someone might be able to tie us, they'll never beat us because we're switching at the speed of light.
You know, I can imagine what people felt when they were developing the first transistor, or the people who were developing perhaps the first cellular technology that we use so frequently today. It's that kind of thrill that I have. It's hard to put it into words. I enjoy coming to work early. I enjoy staying at work late because I like what I do.
We're here not because we need to be here, because we love being here. And the reason we love being here is that this technology is better and more important to mankind than anything I've ever seen, and probably as significant as the original electronic transistor.
The preceding is not an offering for the sale of securities, which offer can only be made by prospectus. For a prospectus and more information, contact Investor Relations at All Optical Networks. All Optical Networks, actively directing light with light at the speed of light.